Have you ever said something hurtful to someone, and instead of arguing back, they just went quiet? No anger, no tears, no reaction at all. They simply withdrew. And somehow, that silence felt more unsettling than any argument could have. You're not imagining it. That silence means something. And according to Carl Jung, it reveals one of the deepest and most misunderstood truths about the human psyche. In this video, we're going to explore 6 psychological truths about people who go quiet when they're hurt. Stay until truth number 4, because it will completely change how you see the silent people in your life. 1. Silence is not weakness. It is a survival response. Most people assume that someone who goes quiet after being hurt is fragile, passive, unable to defend themselves. Carl Jung saw it differently. He wrote that the most powerful psychological responses are often the ones that happen beneath the surface, invisible to everyone, including sometimes the person experiencing them. When a person goes silent after pain, something very specific is happening in the nervous system. The brain perceives the emotional threat as overwhelming, and instead of fighting or fleeing, it freezes, it withdraws, it protects. This is not cowardice. This is the psyche doing exactly what it was designed to do, buying time to process something too large to handle in the moment. The person who screams and argues is reacting. The person who goes quiet is calculating. And those are 2 very different things. 2. Their silence is not about you. It is about survival. Here is something most people get completely wrong when someone they love goes quiet after being hurt. They make it about themselves. Why won't they talk to me? Are they punishing me? What did I do wrong? But the silence of a deeply hurt person is rarely a weapon. It is a wound. Jung spoke extensively about what he called the process of individuation, the long and often painful journey of understanding oneself. And he observed that people who go silent under pressure are often the ones doing the deepest internal work. Think about someone in your life who shuts down when hurt. They're not ignoring you. They are somewhere inside themselves, trying to make sense of pain that words cannot yet hold. The problem is that the world misreads this. We are trained to reward loudness, to trust the person who expresses themselves immediately, to be suspicious of silence. But some truths are too deep for immediate words. 3. Silence builds pressure, and pressure always finds a release. Here is where it gets darker. When a person habitually swallows their pain, when they go quiet not just once but every single time they are hurt, something accumulates beneath the surface. Jung called this the shadow, the part of the psyche where everything we suppress, deny, and refuse to express gets stored. And the shadow does not disappear simply because we ignore it. It grows. Picture someone who has been quietly absorbing hurt for months, years. They never argue. They never complain. From the outside, they seem remarkably calm. But internally, a pressure is building that has nowhere to go. And when it finally releases, it rarely looks like what you expect. It doesn't come out as one clean argument. It comes out as a complete withdrawal, a sudden coldness that seems to appear from nowhere, a decision made in total silence that changes everything. The quietest people don't explode. They disappear. And by the time you notice, they are already gone. 4. The people who go quiet when hurt remember everything. This is the truth that changes how you see silent people forever. The person who argues with you in the moment, who shouts, who cries, who says things they don't mean, often releases the emotion and moves on. The argument was the processing. Once it's out, it's gone. The person who goes quiet does something entirely different. They store it. Not out of malice, not consciously, but because the emotion was never expressed, it never left. It sits inside them, fully intact, perfectly preserved. Weeks later, months later, they remember exactly what you said, exactly how you said it, exactly what it felt like. Nietzsche understood this kind of memory. He wrote that the deepest wounds are the ones that leave no visible scar, because they were never allowed to bleed. You will forget the moment. They will never forget how it made them feel.
5. Their silence is the loudest signal they will ever send you. Most people in someone's life never receive a warning. They never get told directly, "You are hurting me. This is not acceptable. I am reaching my limit." But the person who goes quiet when hurt, they are sending that signal every single time. The withdrawal is the warning. The silence is the boundary. The disappearance is the message. The tragedy is that most people around them don't speak this language. They see the silence and assume everything is fine. They see the calm exterior and believe there is no interior storm. So they continue, and the silent person absorbs more and more, until one day, the silence becomes permanent. Not as punishment, but because some people, once they decide to leave in total silence, the same way they suffered.
So, what do you do with this? If you are the person who goes quiet when hurt, Jung's advice is simple, but difficult. You must find a way to bring what is underground back into the light. Not for others, for yourself. Because silence protects you in the short term and isolates you in the long term. If someone in your life goes quiet when hurt, remember 4 things. 1, their silence is not manipulation. It is pain. 2, pushing them to talk immediately will only deepen the withdrawal. 3, give them space, but make the space feel safe. 4, when they do speak, listen as if everything depends on it, because for them, it does. Friedrich Nietzsche wrote, "The most common form of human stupidity is forgetting what one was trying to do." The silent person never forgets. The question is whether you will understand them before the silence becomes final.